Don't know this story. I don't know if you told it, but how did you end up, like, how do I ask this? How did you end up with RMG? Like, how did you end up around Derek? How did you go from I'm just a girl who writes songs in my room to Derek?
So God is very funny.
Mhm.
He really just puts things together that you just don't think go together at
Right.
all.
Thanks.
But I always loved like Christian rap, especially when I was like, in middle school and high school.
Mhm.
And when I first started making my own songs, actually Can't Save a Soul, my first song that I ever put out officially, I wanted a Christian rapper on it so bad.
Mhm.
And I was like, this is so unattainable, but having Nobigdyl on it would be so cool. I was such a big fan. And I sent it through his like booking
Right.
website.
Yeah.
Never thinking that he would respond. But he did, and he ended up being on the song. And automatically, I just got a bunch of connections in like the CHH realm.
Right.
Which I didn't set out to do.
Mhm.
But I mean, it was cool. It was my first like friendships in the industry at all. And yeah, so from there, I got What Up RG on YOY
Mhm.
that following April. And then just a few weeks after YOY dropped, Doc Watson DM'd me on Twitter.
Wow.
I didn't know who he was.
Right.
But I saw that he was the co-owner of RMG, and I knew who RMG was. I was like, that's so cool. He wants to talk to me.
Right.
So we talked on the phone, and it just kind of happened. Like, I don't think he set out to sign me at first. He was just kind of like interested in who I was and like
Right.
wanted to help out with my career.
Right.
They had been looking to sign a female artist, and I just ended up fitting like everything they were looking for. God really just gave me peace about the whole thing. Really showed me clearly that's where he wanted me. So that's how it happens.
It is crazy how I feel like, especially with artists and musicians, like the stories are always so interesting where it's like, oh, this happened and then this led to this and now I'm here. And it's like, I didn't see that being the story at all. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny. So Nobigdyl, he's special to me because whenever I was just writing songs that happened to be Christian based, I had no idea what Christian hip hop was. I just knew who Lecrae was, kind of, and I listened to him sort of, but I didn't really know much about him. And somebody told me to listen to Nobigdyl Solar, and that I'm always like embarrassed to say that's like my first CHH album I listened to, like really listened to, because that was so recent. That was like 3 years ago or something.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is Christian hip hop. I was like, oh, this is, I love this. Like, especially when you're outside of Christian music, you can hear it and assume it's going to sound a certain way, or it's going to be very, people like to say churchy or like preachy, to where it's like not art, it's just like preachy. Whereas like Nobigdyl's music, I was like, this is exactly the type of music I want to make. And that kind of led me into making it. But no, that story is crazy. This is a question you don't have to answer, but do you have a moment? It can be funny, it can be something that sticks out, like a Derek moment that like sticks out to you.
I have so many Derek moments. He really has become like my big brother.
Really?
I have so many Derek moments. I'm just trying to think of like one.
Gotcha.
Okay. So when I first signed, I still am. I'm a very fearful person, like about everything. Like,
gotcha.
I can't sing high, I can't perform, I can't do anything.
Right.
And I was just thrown into this world of like established artists and like writing sessions and like things I'd never done before. I just made songs in my room and like,
right.
So I signed before I ever met Derek.
Really?
And, yeah. I never met Derek till like a while after I signed, actually. Wow. So I was just so nervous going in because I had been like a fan of him, and I'm like, yeah. But we got in the studio and I was just so like awkward and I was so nervous. I barely said anything. Like it was like a writing session. I'm not saying anything. I didn't want to sing in front of him. I was just like, this is just awful. But I had this crazy fear of singing high. Like I just kept in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Down here because I'm an alto.
Mm-hmm.
But he just started like dragging me. He's like, oh, like you just want to sing like the Cookie Monster. You just want to sing like a Cookie Monster. So we started calling that my Cookie Monster voice.
That's hilarious.
And he really pushed me. Like he really broke that in me. Now I sing high all the time. Like I love singing high. And that's really where my sister brought me coffee.
Very good. Good sister.
But yeah, so now we call that my Cookie Monster voice.
Nice.
It's one of the many Derek moments of pulling something out of me because I'm just terrified all the time.
Not gonna lie, so when I was younger, I would say like, you know how we all go through this identity crisis type thing when we're younger?
That's good.
Like, yeah, kind of. Like you don't want to be like
friends, indie friends.
Oh, okay.
So
do wonders like AI anomalies.
I know that, right? Saga, who was on
rap on the same beats. You're definitely more lyrical. So like you're not.
I actually knew a guy in Miami that he was going to the same show.
And I tweeted like last week that someday I'm gonna have a song with him. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. So